Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick little install video on some 1969 taillights, going from regular taillights to digital taillights. Boring! Alright, over here is the taillights, LED taillights. This is one side, so two LEDs for the 69 Camaro. We'll do one side. I've got another box of them right there for the other side. So you have to have two. There's the company that makes them, Tech Nostalgia, in North Carolina. Alright, I've heard it's a pretty easy install. I guess we'll find out. I'm not an electrician by nature, so but it doesn't look like there's too much here, so I can't imagine it being too bad. A couple LED boards that go into your existing housing, some connectors, ground wires, and wiring harness. Oh, and instructions. Alright, so we'll take it from here. Following right along in the instructions that they sent with it, step 1 is disconnect your battery. Step 2 is remove the taillight assembly from your car, right there. Alright, 5 screws, or 5 nuts right there. Oops, where are they at? And there they are. There's the housing, back side of the taillight, nothing to that. Alright, next step is said take a little bit of time and clean the back of the taillight lens glass. Just clean it up real good so that so the LEDs can shine through it real good. Make sure your tail lights aren't broken or cracked. Okay, the next step is to connect your harness up to the circuit board, and when you put it on, you'll see in the instructions they have it orientated the other way, but it looks like at some point they switched it around the other way. So if you look at the circuit board, it reads what each wire is connecting to, so just read it and look and make sure before you push down. There's a little catch right there on the base, so it'll latch in to it, and you'll know you've got it the right way. Okay, next attach the green ground wire to, it said one of the mounting screws on the back of the bracket. I opted for that one since the other one was more covered up by the harness wire. And then on to the next. Okay, next thing is just to go ahead and run your wires through the bottom of the housing. Just pull them on through and position your lights right there in the middle with the bolt sticking through. Okay, next step is go ahead and clip your wires as close as you can right there, so you leave yourself as much as wire possible. And so go ahead and clip off that connector. Okay, now come back over to your taillight assembly and run your grommet up your harness, and we'll end up mounting it up under there. And when you get it on and ran up, that's what it'll look like. Okay, the next step is to take this external grounding wire that they supply. They did not supply this extra nylock nut, so get 4 of those if you're putting them in a 69 Camaro. So you can put one on each one, and put the external grounding wire on the stud coming out of the LED array, and then I'm going to put the nut on there. There, and after you have that wire on, then essentially you have that external ground wire sandwiched in between 2 nylock nuts. Alright, now do the other one in the same tail light assembly, set tail light housing, and that is one side ready to go. I just got to wire it up now. Okay, there it is, mounted back up in the car and ready to wire. Okay, now here using the connectors they provided, these little thumb screw connectors, I wired up the way they told me to. Black to the green. This is on my actual tail light here, brown tail light wiring. Brown to the black, and the yellow is my original tail light wiring to their red. And And then on the yellow of their wiring, it doesn't go anywhere for me. I don't have on my original wiring, I don't have a yellow. So there you go. And I'll do a test with it this way, and if everything works, I'm going to go ahead and shrink wrap it and solder them. I like to do a little bit better connection than that, something that lasts a little bit longer. And there they are, all wired up. Much brighter. Gives 3 flashes every time you press the brake before it stays on. I'll show you that here in a second. And as you see, that's it. Not much to that project. Just take out the housing, put in the new circuit boards, and mount them in there. Wire it up. Done.